Hi Sai, welcome back to this garden. I hope you all doing well and enjoy the weather. If you live in the area that I live, Cambodia, we got beautiful weather lately. It's nice and warm, not too hot and not too cold. But sometime next week, the temperature drop to -2. So I suppose we will have frost next week. So the video today, several things actually. I would like to give you the updates about my Feijoa trees or plants. I got them like a hedge in my front yard. I got 10 plants actually, and their fruits they starting to drop now. So when the Feijoa's fruits ready, they drop themselves down on the ground, and we just come to collect them, put them inside and for a few days, and when they soften and they got beautiful scent, and we just cut into half and we use a spoon to scoop them, and they are sweet, they delicious, they just so nice. But you know, not everyone like feijoas. One of my friends, she doesn't like it. She thinks that it's too sweet and the scent is just too strong for her. But anyway, I love it. My family loves them. So I would like to plant well 100 bulbs of the miniature daffodil. That variety is called Daffodil Tete Boucle, like the version of the Daffodil Tete, that is a single plume, but the Daffodil Tete Boucle is a double plume that I want to plant over the area of my daughter's garden bed. I will show you. So yeah, let's go ahead and let me show you the feijoa, and we go to pick the fruit together as well. Nice guys, so here's of my front yard, very next to the road over here. I got 4 plants of feijoa. I planted I think about 4 years or over 4 years ago, and they look very thick and full at the moment for the hedge. But on this side, one of the plants I think is struggling too much, and I don't know why. So you know, on other trees they done so well, and you can see their leaves are very green, you know, very green, they're silvery green. But this one it's struggling so much. So in the spring it's bloom and setting the fruit, but the fruit it never never get any bigger. You can see some of the fruit still here, and this one have flower actually. But anyway, it didn't form any fruit at the end, or maybe some little bitty here, but I don't think it's gonna grow any fruit. But and why the other one, they just laden with the fruit over there. Look at that. So many fruit, and this one I just don't know why. And I did look it like before we got, you know, the drip irrigation, they quite close to the trunk, and I think that maybe it didn't have enough water, maybe because the ring is quite small. But also maybe I afraid that if like when it water and then the water run straight down to the trunk, and maybe the roots of the trunk get rotten, so maybe it's struggling. But I don't know how. Either way, at the end I just change the drip irrigation over there. I made the bigger ring, so maybe when it's got water, it doesn't run up straight to the middle of the trunk over there. So anyway, it haven't died yet actually. It's happened like that at the beginning of spring, so 6 months now, and it's still alive. So hopefully next year it bounce back. And you can see all my other trees are just laden with fruit. Look at that, so many. So when I got the trees, all of them they bunting actually. So on this side, like when I bought the tasse, that 2 strawberry guava and 2 pineapple guavas, and I think the size a little bit different as well, you know. I noticed that this tree and the other one, the fruit they more like round. Can you see that? It look more round, but this one it look more oval. You can see that. Look at that. I think it look more oval. But anyway, they doing amazing thing well. And some of the fruit they drop off. Sorry, I go back and forward. And so we're gonna collect from down there. Can you see that? When they are ready, they drop themselves, and we're gonna come to connect them. Can you see? They are on the ground there. See there. Alright, come to this side. I think come on this side, I think some of the trees, the fruits, they look different. So I guess they could be different variety. But you know, I don't know any variety because all of them I got in bundling. And their fruit drop as well. Can you see some of the fruit drop them over there? And on this side, the tree just laden with the fruit as well. Oh, let me tell you why I have to net my Feijoa. Because first of all, the first year when I got the fruit and all the fruits got stung by the fruit fly, and I was so upset about that. And I waited for a few years, I think 2 years at least. And after that, all the fruit got fruit fly, and yeah, it wasn't like. It wasn't pleasant to wait so long, and after that it came to nothing. So since then, I net them every year. And look at this. So this variety, the skin of the Feijoa is much smoother and they super sweet and nice. Okay, down over here, oh my goodness, I got a lot of pansy. They sell seeded themselves down over here. Could be nice, beautiful color. Later, I guess. Alright, and some weeds as well, because this area I net them, and then I didn't have a room to pull all the weeds out, unless every time I have to take the netting off like this. Normally I don't, just only today I show you, or when I come to collect the Feijoa, then I take the netting off so I can go under the tree and to collect the fruit. Alright, so you can see all laden with the fruit, loving it. Look at it. If you remember, last year I did make the video. This tree was much smaller, but this year it's grown so big. Look at that. And all over here as well, there's so many fruit. Let's come over here. Let me show you. If you remember, I got 3 little plants. I think I planted about 2 years ago. Here, my pumpkin still there, and very next to the side of my neighbors, and they do produce the fruit this year as well. Let me come a little bit closer. This side normally a lot of plants they got neglected a lot, because I don't come to this side very often. So I got 3 trees. They very little. I planted I think just over 2 years ago. And it's got the fruit. Last year I just show you they got the fruit as well, but this year they got more fruit. Let's see, can you see fruit there? Look at that. I didn't count, but it's quite a bit of them, to consider the tree quite small. And this one as well. This one somehow I have only 2 fruit. But this time, I think they didn't have much of food, so that's why I didn't net them. And I just wondering that if this year, this corner, I didn't net them, wouldn't they have a fruit fly? So far, I haven't seen anything. But this corner is quite a little bit like out of nowhere, maybe so they don't come to this corner. I'm not sure, but I got only 1 fruit on this little tree. This tree, I think this one was a little bit down that way, and after that I moved to this side, so I have room to put more roses more further that way. But anyway, it looking beautiful. 3 of them, look at that. And I like the tree than the bush form. You can see like I cut all the little shoot right down at the bottom now that, and I just train them like a tree. I just beautiful like that. So yeah, this 3 little one, I think they can walking out and get very big and bushy, I think, next year. Alright, let's go back and to pick some Feijoa fruit. nice guys, not much, but that is the start. So we can have more to come later. Last year I got already have so much, you know, and this year I know that I got one of the trees doesn't fruit or didn't have any fruit, but I think I still have so many because, you know, the amount of the trees this year on my other trees have much more than the amount I have last year. Alright, let's go to plant some bulbs. Alright, so in my front yard and this area is my daughter's garden bed, but at the end I turned it into my rose garden and bulbs and things actually. Saffron, they still blooming, not as much anymore, but they still blooming. I need to come to collect. I have seen some of the flower though, and some stigma still there. I have trying to collect them today yet, but anyway, oh look at it. Jubilee celebration! Look at that! Anyway, so this is a plant. Oh, if you remember, like before, I got 9 rose bush like on the ring all over here, and lately I add few more on outer side. So I add like example this one in between the other. I don't know how to say. I just add one layer outside or one row outside, but it kind of between example this row and the next row and between the one in the middle. How can I say like that? I'm not sure how to explain it for you can understand. But you can see like the row like Jubilee celebration rows like 1 and 2 and 3 over there, and outer side like I add the one in between Madame Anna said, and then I leave some gap, and then the next one, and after that I have some gap here, and then the next one. So I thought between the gaps I can plant the daffodils, and the variety I will show the picture on the screen. Got beautiful yellow, very cheerful dapple daffodils, and I think they look very cottagey and sweet and cute. So I think it's perfect to this area. So I got 100 bulbs, and I think the plenty I just laid them down. Example, the bulbs they look quite small though to compare to other bulbs that I have seen. So example, this one is called Daffodil Tete Boucle, the one I'm going to plant, and the bulbs is quite small. Look at that. But the one I got another variety. Oh, by the way, this is my other variety. I planted another day. This one is Tete Tete. This is single variety, and the bulbs look much bigger. Oh yeah. Anyway, so it's very interesting. Okay, so my plans is I'm going to like give them like around 2 rows and plant them quite closely. I think I wish I have more room. I can plant them a little bit farther away, and in the future they got room to multiply. But I don't have a room, so I thought that I just plant in between the roses or 2 rows in between, and plant them over 10 centimeters apart. And let's see how many I can fit in the space. And they recommend normally plant them like 3 times at the dip of the daffodil or the bulbs. So let's see how many I can fit in. Alright, you can see I laid them down like this. So I think this spacing here I got around 15 of them, and like I think more than 12 more than 10 centimeters apart. I think maybe nearly 20 actually. So yeah, at least I have room, but I think from this side to the other end about 20 centimeters apart. So that's great. And yeah, I'm gonna do all the same all the way around. But some of the area though, like this area is quite narrow. I don't think I have much room. This area is quite narrow because I already have like this is like saffron here, and I got some Dutch iris in this corner. I'm not sure, maybe I should put it out. What do you think? But anyway, I know I don't want to disturb it. And this area is well quite narrow. I don't think I can fit 2 rows in this area. Maybe just only 1 row. Okay, we'll see how it goes, how much I can fit them in this garden bed actually.
the next day after I planting the bulbs, I feel it's a project will quite late because I went out in the middle project with my friends, and I back home it will quite late in the afternoon, and I feel it's really dark already. So all 100 bulbs of the Tete Boucle daffodil went in this well gonna get here. So I think we can have beautiful display in the spring. Plus, in the center, next to my cherry tree here, I already planted quite lots of daffodil. Not quite a lot, but quite a few daffodil last year. So this year, with the plus 100 bulbs I planted yesterday, I think they have very beautiful display. But you know, the Daffodil Tete Boucle, it will bloom in early mid spring. So I'm not sure between the gap, they might not bloom at the same time as the daffodil that I got. But either way, I think I will have beautiful color in the spring. So I will get that to you in the future though. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope see you next video. Bye bye.